This comment is asking about the 2024 version of the spell Conjure Animals. So, Conjure Animals in the 2014 rules did what it said, it conjured animals. In the 2024 rules, though, Conjure Animals now summons a essentially magical cloud of imaginary animals that roves around and damages things. It's basically spirit guardians attached to an RC car. You use basically all of the same tactics with Conjure Animals that you would use with spirit guardians. The specific complication comes with the timing on when the spell deals damage. So at the base casting, it does 3d10 damage, which is pretty good, and if you can do that damage twice, it will do more damage on average than Fireball. And the scaling's also pretty decent, so it's a really, really good spell for your entire career. The spell deals damage anytime a creature enters the area of the spell, or like within the 10-foot radius of the blob of creatures, and anytime that the blob of creatures moves within 10 feet. So you can apply this repeatedly, and there's some question of timing on, is it better to end the spell with your enemies in the AoE, or is it better to end it with them slightly further away? Generally, that's going to come down to how well your party can forcibly move enemies in and out of the area of the spell. Again, same as Spirit Guardian. So if you have people who like grappling, if you have people who are using push weapons, if you have telekinesis available, things like that, then you have a lot of options to move enemies into and out of the area of effect so that you can repeatedly damage that creature, especially within the course of a single round. The difficulty with repeatedly applying the damage yourself is that you can only move the swarm once per turn. The text of the spell says that you move the blob of creatures to another space that you can see within range when you move, and you only get to do that once on your turn. Yes, you can break up your movement, but you only get to trigger that effect once per turn. So typically what you're going to do is you're going to move it so that it causes damage to a creature. Now, it's a little bit unclear if you're like walking the blob of creatures or if the blob of creatures just kind of teleports. I'm of the opinion that you move it rather than like teleport it. So you will hit creatures that you drive it through. Depending on positioning, you may be able to drive your group of creatures past your enemy, graze them as you go by, so you deal that damage, and then end with the blob of creatures past them so that they're no longer in the area of effect. Then your allies can push them in and out of the area of effect to trigger the damage again. Your best bet is to have allies who can grapple, who can grab an enemy, walk them into the area, walk them out, and then have other allies that can push them back in with push weapon masteries, telekinesis, thorn whip, whatever you've got available.